evening, I'm Allison Patton. Welcome to Newswatch. Our forecaster Haley Swano now joins us with the weather you can expect as we round out the week.
Thanks, Allison. Well, it is a beautiful sunny sky evening here in Athens, Ohio. Low cloud coverage, clear sunny skies, and after that rain the wind we were experiencing yesterday, those extreme gusts of wind, we are now experiencing a very low, gentle wind to cool us from the 90-degree temperature we're currently having in Athens, Ohio. Also down in Huntington, it is 90 as well. Across the rest of the region, you see 80s, kind of hopping all around the 80s, and then 78 up there in Pittsburgh. Taking a look at the regional radar, you see some spotty showers kind of moving in, but nothing really touching Ohio today. It's going to be clear all across Ohio, especially here in southeast Ohio. It has been clear conditions as expected. As I said, taking a look at the local radar, it is clear. It is beautiful sunny skies outside. The UV actually hit 9 today. So if you were out there, I'm sure you felt that sun beating down on you with not a lot of clouds to cover. Taking a look at the overnight low, it is 62. Clear skies. It'll be great to get out there if you want to have a bonfire or enjoy the considerable cool down from 90 to 62 for that overnight low. In our 3-day outlook, 93 is going to be our high. It's going to be mostly sunny, and unfortunately we do have some possible thunderstorms rolling in there on Sunday. So stick around in my full forecast to hear how much rain you can expect these next couple days. Taking it back over to Allison.
Thanks, Haley. FEMA is offering a disaster assistance program for West Virginians impacted by the severe weather in April. Under FEMA's Individuals and Households program, residents of the counties listed on your screen are eligible to apply. This is to help with costs and damage and losses caused by the April 11th and 12th storms. Applicants may qualify for rental assistance, basic home repairs, personal property losses, and other expenses related to storm damage. Changes could be coming to 7 major roads in Athens County to make them safer for pedestrians and cyclists. The Athens County Steering Committee met with county leaders today to workshop the plan to add the infrastructure. Committee member Meredith Arrowine says implementing the plan will take some work.
Up to all of us in the community who want to make some changes to get together and pursue actually doing things that the plan describes as potential projects.
The committee still has a while to go before the plan is finalized. It still needs feedback from the community, and then the county commissioners have to approve it. Ohio's 4th District of Court of Appeals heard arguments from 4 separate cases in Athens today. The panel of judges heard appeals on 2 cases from Athens County, one from Gallia and one from Jackson. One of the cases on appeal gained national attention in 2022 after a Hocking College football player with Down syndrome sued his boss for threatening him with a knife. This is the last time Ohio's 4th Appellate District will hear cases in Athens this year. 10 men are facing charges for allegedly buying sex after an undercover human trafficking sting operation. They were charged with solicitation and others with possession of criminal tools, while some received both. The 10 were from Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. The Human Trafficking Task Force conducted the operation. While car technology is getting better and better, so are thieves. Criminals are utilizing a device to steal signals from key fobs and using them to later get inside. Kelly Kennedy explains how it works.
Back door, it's lost 2 tires now. We're still westbound. It's in the oncoming traffic lanes.
You're watching Lakewood Police dash cam video of a high-speed chase with teenagers in a stolen Kia early Tuesday morning. At least 3 kids were arrested, and police found a gun in the car.
Pit, bailing.
Besides committing crimes in real life, the Cleveland Kia boys are on Instagram, and they're not shy about sharing how they commit their crimes. Now they're promoting and selling this new device that they say makes it easy to steal a Kia without even breaking a window. So I called up cybersecurity expert Paul Sems with TrustedSec.
So they were recording a signal?
He knew exactly what the device was, and he even had one.
It's a scary time that we live in.
He says the devices hit the market about 4 years ago.
Yep, it worked.
It's not too surprising that they're already using them for these types of reasons. When they came out, these devices were actually banned by certain countries, and they were like, hey, we're going to have import restrictions and not allow them. But the reality is if someone really wants to make one of these, they can make these with quote-unquote off-the-shelf parts.
But they are legal in the United States.
So it's the same thing with like a lock picking kit. If you're a locksmith, you're allowed to buy locksmithing tools. If you're a private citizen, you're allowed to have locksmithing tools. As soon as you use that device in the execution of a crime, it now becomes a criminal tool.
For someone to steal your signal, they have to be within about 30 feet of you when you unlock your car with your fob.
It's literally an FM radio signal or an AM radio signal. It's just at a specific frequency.
Sem says if your key fob is acting up, that could be a sign that someone's trying to steal your signal.
The automakers need to do more to provide higher levels of encryption, spend a few more dollars on those remotes, make sure that they have a better encryption system on them. There's known vulnerabilities to them and people are taking advantage of it.
Experts say the people most at risk are Kia owners and people with some cars made before 2009. Coming up, as people deal with extreme heat across the U.S., what you need to know to stay safe. And consumer prices dropped for the first time since the pandemic, how that affects your wallet.
Where temperatures will be heating up and the rain in a few days will be moving in. Stick around to hear more coming up next.
Firing chain is armed. When liftoff.
Damn, what a cool job. We were not special. There was thousands of people that did thousands of things. You had people's lives in your hands. You had this vehicle that was just awesome.
There's really nothing like it. Seeing it take off, it makes you proud.
Tonight at 9 on WOUB.
The American identity begins when Benjamin Franklin knit the American colonies together.
Franklin is endlessly interesting.
Printer, scientist, revolutionary.
He is the only founding father who evidently had a sense of humor.
His vision is broader than the American Revolution.
The things that he spoke of, that he wrote about, had a certain amount of power.
He really was an American genius.
Friday at 9 on WOUB.
Understanding the past gives a sense of the future. This is the first time that anyone has seen this in 2,000 years.
This is amazing.
Well, I'm excited now.
Pompeii is a battle against time.
You think I'm joking, but look at this. It did really happen.
Don't let anybody tell you who you are.
History teaches us to honor the past.
When you look back, you're like, wow, that was pretty special.
This is something that's actually altering the course of history.
You're charged with keeping these stories alive.
At the top of the hour, President Joe Biden is set to hold a rare solo news conference at the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. as he wraps up the major meeting with world leaders. It's an attempt to ease concerns both abroad and at home about his ability to lead. This will be his first since solo news conference since last November. It comes at a crucial time in his campaign as more Democrats are calling for him to step down after a disappointing debate performance. Hours ago, Arizona Representative Greg Stanton called for Biden to withdraw. He's the 13th House Democrat to do so, also joining Senator Peter Welch. Biden has maintained his committed to staying in the race. The major heat wave that has blanketed much of the United States over the past few days is to blame for at least 28 deaths. Studies show the human body can start overheating when it's in the 90s, depending on humidity. Most of the heat-related deaths are in California and Oregon, but the high temperatures have killed people as far east as Maryland. As of Wednesday, more than 135 million people across the country were under heat alerts. The intense heat is expected to stick around through the weekend. And Haley, what can we expect going into the weekend?
Yeah, so it's going to definitely heat up in the next few days. Mostly sunny skies, so that's really nice. But then some rain is going to move in as it continues to heat up, and we know that'll bring some humidity, unfortunately. Taking a look, as Allison was saying, across the United States right now, we are seeing a heat up all across the nation. Temperatures are hitting record highs this year, and we're really seeing that as we continue throughout the summer. If you look out west in Las Vegas, it is 115 degrees right now. As you can see in Salt Lake City and also in Reno, it's 103 right now. So those temperatures are just continuing to increase, continuing to be hotter, and we are seeing the aftermath of that. People out in this heat, it's very, very difficult for us to, as these temperatures get high. That makes it feel like what we're feeling in Southeast Ohio, not so bad. Currently in Southeast Ohio right now, our temperature is 90 degrees. We are sharing that regional high with our friends down in Huntington. You know what? They actually moved to 89, darn it. So we are the regional high right now for 90 degrees. Up in Pittsburgh, it is 78, and in Washington, it is also 78. So they're the low current temperature we're having right now in our region. Taking a look at Athens tonight, as I said, it's going to cool down to 62 degrees. Those nice clear skies, it's going to considerably cool down from our temperature currently, which is 90 degrees. So it's a great time to get out there and take advantage of those clear skies because rain is unfortunately going to be moving in. 12 hours ahead tomorrow morning, you see some high pressure moving in. What that high pressure does is it condenses the possibility to have cloud coverage. So those temperatures are increasing and the clouds are going away. That'll have that hot sun beating down on us. Looking 24 hours ahead, this time tomorrow, even more high pressure moving in, and that will bring our temperature for tomorrow. Our high is 93 and our low is 66. So we're looking at a 3-degree uptick in the temperature tomorrow. Still have those mostly sunny skies, which is always great for a July summer day. And then taking a look at 36 hours ahead, you see a little bit of storms here, a little bit of rain moving up, and that will come, unfortunately, into our region. Taking a look at our 7-day outlook, Friday and Saturday, we are going to be looking at mostly sunny conditions, 93 as our high. That high will continue into Sunday being 93 degrees, but what will come in on Sunday is those thunderstorms. We're going to see possibilities Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for those thunderstorms. It's going to continue throughout the beginning of our week, and what we're also seeing Sunday into Monday is an increased temperature, and we know when we have those high temperatures mixed with those thunderstorms, we're going to see that humidity come up and we're going to see some muggy days there to start out our week. So be prepared for that. Maybe take advantage earlier this week on Friday and Saturday of getting out there and enjoying some summer plans. I know in Athens, Ohio, we have Brew Week, so take advantage of getting out there and enjoying that. To round out our 7-day outlook on Thursday, we do have overcast, cloudy skies. The high will be 88 and 59 degrees as the low. It will be a nice change after having all of those high temperatures Sunday through Wednesday and all of those storms and spotty showers. So just be prepared for the weather that's coming. Take advantage of the weather we have Friday and Saturday. And we're going to go ahead and take it back over to Allison.
Thanks, Alien. With high temperatures approaching this weekend, the Ohio Department of Health has recommendations on how to stay safe in the heat. Drink cool fluids when possible, limit time spent outdoors to mornings and evenings, watch the heat in your car. It can reach over 100 degrees inside in just 20 minutes during a hot day. They say over 1,200 people a year die of heat-related causes. After taking care of yourself, make sure you watch out for your neighbors, especially if they're older. While extreme heat can take a toll on a person's body, it can also have a significant impact on the mind. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on the impact extreme heat can have on mental health.
When it comes to extreme heat, our bodies are sensitive, and so are our minds.
Studies have shown that excessive heat triggers stress, anxiety, frustration, and cognitive difficulties.
One study linked days of extreme heat with higher rates of mental health-related emergency department visits. While extreme heat doesn't cause mental health issues, it can make ones that exist even worse, says psychologist Susan Albers with Cleveland Clinic.
When we are trying to cool down, it creates a lot of stress on the body, and this releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which triggers the fight or flight response. And this is why we may feel a little bit more agitated during heat waves.
Albers says the heat can impact our ability to get quality sleep, which is strongly tied to mental health. To help your mood in the heat, get things like errands done in the morning or evening to avoid the hottest hours of the day. Wear light clothing to help keep you cool. And if you get hot, she says a cool shower or cold washcloth on the forehead or back of neck can help. And always stay hydrated.
This is the time to pull out the popsicles, hydrating foods such as watermelons, cantaloupes, anything that is going to help you to mitigate some of the features of dehydration, which really drag down our mental health.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A new study found kids who live in homes where adults use e-cigarettes are exposed to significantly less nicotine than those in homes where adults use traditional cigarettes. It looked at a survey focused on kids ages 3 to 11 and determined nicotine levels using blood samples taken over 3 years. The kids with the most nicotine exposure by far were those who lived with people who smoked traditional tobacco products like cigarettes. While vaping is safer, researchers say to keep kids completely nicotine-free, it's important to avoid vaping or smoking around kids at all. Nearly half of adult cancer deaths in the U.S. could be prevented by making lifestyle changes. That's according to a study from the American Cancer Society. Researchers found roughly 40% of new cancer cases among U.S. adults 30 and older could be attributed to preventable risk factors. Smoking was by far the leading risk factor. According to the study, cigarettes contributed to nearly 1 in 5 cancer cases and nearly a third of all cancer deaths. Other key risk factors include excess body weight, excessive alcohol consumption, lack of physical activity, and diet. Americans dragged down by years of rising inflation may finally have some encouraging news. Fueled partly by falling fuel costs, consumer prices dropped in June as the Federal Reserve weighs whether to cut interest rates. Brian Abel breaks down what the latest price index report means for you.
This is certainly good news on the inflation front.
In a new report, overall inflation beating economist expectations with a sharper annual slowdown in June to 3% from May's 3.3%.
One in a row is not a streak. We need to see more of that in months ahead. But I think we're hopeful now, just because we're starting to see signs now that we haven't seen for the past few years.
The Consumer Price Index report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing from month to month something we haven't seen in 4 years, a drop in consumer prices by 0.1%, a small but potentially significant swing. The change fueled in part by falling gas, as well as new and used car prices, while housing, food, and medical service costs still rise.
This, coupled with the report on the jobs market last week, all of that aligning for the Federal Reserve to begin cutting interest rates perhaps as soon as September.
Those cuts would be welcomed as interest rates currently sit at a 23-year high, while the Fed tries to combat inflation, making it more expensive to borrow for home, auto, and other loans.
The strain on household budgets is very real, even though prices now aren't going up as fast as they were.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
The IRS is cracking down on wealthy tax cheats. Last fall, the IRS launched an initiative to collect from millionaires who have not paid the taxes they owe. The agency identified about 1,600 taxpayers with more than $1 million in income who have more than $250,000 in tax debt. To date, more than $1 billion has been recovered from those individuals. The effort is still ongoing. The IRS ramped up its enforcement efforts with the money it received from the Inflation Reduction Act Congress passed nearly 2 years ago. Redbox is shutting down after its parent company converted to its bankruptcy to Chapter 7 liquidation. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, which owns Redbox, was nearly $1 billion in debt and owes millions to several entertainment companies. Their 1,000 employees are losing their jobs without any severance or extended benefits. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment failed to pay employees and vendors for at least 4 weeks prior to its Chapter 11 filing last month. Next, Brew Week comes to Athens tomorrow, what you need to know for the event. And for the latest from Newswatch, follow us on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
WOUB is recognizing members of our Cornerstone Society. The Cornerstone Society is a group that wants to ensure the future of public media in our region. It includes people across our area who value news, entertainment, and cultural programming, as well as the educational services WOUB provides. Also included are graduates of Ohio University who took part in the WOUB Student Professional Development Program. Thanks to the Cornerstone Society for their generous support. To learn how you can be involved, email woub@woub.org.
Over 200 local newsrooms, over 3,600 journalists, a community of 300 million Americans. The NPR network is listener-supported, independent journalism in communities around the country. It amplifies more voices, more Americas, and takes all of us on new journeys. It takes all of us closer to home. It takes all of us.
The 2024 campaign heats up.
We're going to fire crooked Joe Biden. We are going to make America great again.
Can former President Trump convince voters to send him back to the White House?
This election is a choice between strength and weakness.
How would he take on the challenges facing America at home and abroad? A PBS News special, The Republican National Convention. Coverage begins on Monday, July 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Ohio Brew Week kicks off in Athens tomorrow. The yearly event is a 9-day festival of Ohio brewing and fermenting, and it began back in 2005. We are now joined by Brew Week board member Katie Hendrickson to share more. Katie, what are some of the things people can expect to see at Brew Week this year?
Yeah, well, we're really excited to showcase over 100 different beers that have been brewed from across the state of Ohio. They'll be on tap at bars and restaurants throughout Athens, and it's a great way to try out something new. We're also bringing back the scavenger hunt app that we launched last year, where you can complete challenges throughout the week, checking out different events, and competing for prizes.
Sounds like so much fun. What would you say is the goal or purpose of Brew Week?
Yeah, so we have two different goals. One is to promote the art of craft brewing across the state of Ohio. And then the second is to bring economic development and tourism to Athens County, particularly in the summer where it tends to be a little less busy around here.
Right, and so that's just for this week. What would you say are some of your future goals?
Yeah, well, we really aim to be the #1 premier destination that celebrates Ohio craft brewing.
Okay, and what do you think people should know about the events for Brew Week?
We have a lot of events, starting with tomorrow, kicking off with First Call. From 4 to 10 p.m. on Court Street. The street will be closed. We encourage people to go in and get a Dora to-go cup from one of the bars or restaurants on Court Street. Bring it down the street. There will be music and activities. And then events throughout the week that you can check out anywhere in Athens. And then we wrap up on Friday with BrewBQ. We'll have food trucks, music, tents pouring beer at Athens Train Depot. And then finally, Last Call will happen on Saturday next weekend. It is a highlight of the summer and really one of the best parties in Athens.
Wonderful. And what would you say is your favorite part of Brew Week?
I love going out to check out new venues, trying out new beers. I love just tasting all the different things and seeing what the really cool brewers and creators are brewing out there.
Sounds like fun. Are there any rules or safety information people should know before they come to Brew Week?
Yeah, great question. Definitely drink water, stay hydrated. I hear it's going to be hot out there. And then if you're getting a Dora cup, make sure that you know where you can drink it when you're taking it outside on the streets. And same thing for Last Call and BrewBQ. When you're getting a beer poured from a tent, you know where you can safely drink it.
Perfect. Thank you, Katie. Thanks so much for joining us, Katie. For more information about Ohio Brew Week events, you can visit ohiobrewweek.com. Still ahead, if you're a slots fan, you may want to head to the Mirage Casino quickly, while the Las Vegas Casino is giving out $1.6 million in guaranteed winnings. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
on Masterpiece Mystery.
Mr. Caudron, please.
There is something afoot.
What the bishop says is none of your business.
Good morning, Mr. Harrison.
There's a body at Harrison's. Esme works there.
She never should have taken that job.
Another dead girl used to work at Harrison's. One of those girls knows something.
Grantchester on Masterpiece Mystery.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
I know it looks like a neat and tidy corruption case, but all this is connected to Frank and Megan's murders. We just need to work out how.
Ralph Michani was trying to bustle in. Her contract's worth over $3 million a year.
Money doesn't interest me. I saw something that I wasn't supposed to see, and I don't know what to do about it.
You're in real danger, Rashida.
You're gonna stop investigating. The case is closed, yeah?
Sunday at 10 on WOUB.
In hospital, you deal with cases. On the district, you deal with people. When mothers come to us, they bring everything they are with them.
There's nothing nicer than a fresh start.
You have done your best. Sometimes our best must be enough.
We're gonna take good care of you. We're with you now.
This is Portofino. It's full of love and beauty, but there's always a scandal.
I want to buy your hotel.
I'd rather burn it to the ground than sell it to you.
What have you got yourself involved in?
Be careful.
There'll be no going back.
For God's sake, do it!
What's done is done.
Finally tonight, the Mirage Casino in Las Vegas Casino is set to close next Tuesday, but has to give away $1.6 million first. The money is from unclaimed progressive jackpots from tables and slot machines. Nevada law says that players are obligated to receive progressive jackpots, and that remaining funds must be paid out before a casino closes. For slot machines, the casino says it will give away $200,000 in guaranteed winnings today, $250,000 tomorrow and Saturday, and on Sunday, $150,000. The additional $400,000 will be given away in table game jackpots. Wow! I wish I could go to Vegas.
That's crazy. I can only imagine. You know how many people flock to Vegas for money and casino games. I cannot imagine the line out that door for those winnings. Wow. Have you ever been to a casino or Vegas?
I have not. My parents went to Vegas just the other week, and I guess they missed their timeline.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I've never been, but people in Las Vegas, as I said, they're experiencing very high temperatures, but for us here in Athens, our high right now is 90 degrees. We actually do have some cloud coverage moving in. It's overcast skies right now. That's going to cool us off into our temperature for tonight. That is 62 degrees. As I said, it's going to be our overnight low. Nice clear skies, and headed into tomorrow, we'll see those continued sunny clear skies for getting out and enjoying Brew Week. Taking a look at Athens tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, high 93, low 66, so another beautiful day before we get into our 7-day outlook where that rain will be moving in. And look at that, thunderstorms actually look like they're rolling in on Thursday. Just updated that before coming to the desk. So we have a lot of storms and rain moving in, so just be prepared and enjoy these next couple sunny days while you can.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Haley Sueno, I'm Allison Patton. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org or follow us on social media. Have a great night.